Alright, welcome everyone. Let's start off with a discussion on FRM, Financial Risk Management. So I'll just give you a brief overview, the eligibility, the deadlines and the requirements and the cost and everything of FRM first. And then we'll be discussing about the syllabus, what time frame for preparation is needed, what is the exam pattern, how are we going to be studying about going ahead with it, scope of FRM, job prospects and all with respect to, how will we go ahead with the live classes, with the video classes. So I'll give you all those details afterwards. So when you're looking at FRM, it is a degree in finance with a specialization in risk management. So it is not going to be just finance, it is going to be a degree in finance, but the specialization is risk management. When I explain to you the syllabus, you'll understand that in level 1, we have a lot of quants and finance and all in general, but level 2, all the subjects are risk related subjects. So what is risk? Why do we need FRM? What is FRM all about? FRM is going to be more applicable when you're looking at the banking and the financial institutions and the finance sector, and also to an extent to the energy sector. Now suppose we saw the oil prices coming down from almost $140 per barrel, touching down to 20, and then again rising back to $70, $80 per barrel. So when you're looking at this kind of movement, do you understand how much of an impact it can have on an economy? Say suppose we are talking about the Basel norms. In 2007-8 crisis, we saw Lehman Brothers going bankrupt, the second largest investment bank in the US, and that was not bailed out by the US government. Do you understand if a bank goes bankrupt, what level of havoc it can create in an economy? Over here, we were not allowed to withdraw our own money for a certain time period. We were allowed to transact, but not withdraw in terms of cash, and we've seen what kind of an issue it can create. Just imagine when a bank goes bankrupt, what it could have done in the economy at large. So, and because of globalization, because of integration of so many economies across, it's become very important to analyze, to control, to assess the riskiness of the banks. There are rules that is applicable on the banks that is known as Basel norms. So Basel 1 was there, 2 was there, 2.5 kind of was there, and then Basel 3 is there. India is trying to implement the Basel 3 norms by year 2019. And we're anyway seeing after the PNB scam and, even the Chanda Kochar issue with respect to ICICI Bank with her husband and all of the things that we are seeing with the kind of losses that the PSU banks and all are reporting, we understand how much of an important issue risk management has become for the banking sector. So Basel norms is something that you will study in level 2 in an operational risk subject. A good chunk of it is Basel. Credit risk calculation, the risk of the banks and all, calculating the risks and all. So, and then again the forex part has become very important because all the transactions have become so extensive, so huge in terms of volumes and cross borders. So all the risk management related to, the dollar prices going up or down. Now the Gulf countries are trying to diversify because they don't want to be dependent on oil. Because once we have cars and all that are going to be using electricity, we have renewable resources that is getting so better, electricity driven cars and all of these things. Of course, you cannot have an economy dependent totally on just oil. So with all these things into consideration, risk management has become very important. So I'll discuss the syllabus in detail in the next part. So the syllabus part is very important for you to understand in order to evaluate whether you like risk management, whether you want to do FRM or you do not want to do FRM, or what's the syllabus. So this is the first class. This is not like a demo class or something. You need to have all the information that we are providing in this class in order to proceed with FRM, right? When you're looking at the exam dates, FRM takes place twice a year. It's going to be taking place in May and November. It takes place on the third Saturday of May and November. So you can calculate the date for any year, any exam. It takes place on the third Saturday of May and November. You can give level 1 in May and level 2 in November, or level 1 over here and level 2 over here. So it takes a year's time. I have seen a lot of people doing FRM just because it takes a shorter duration to complete, but that should not be the reason why you do something. So the syllabus part is what you need to hear me out. You need to understand first in order to take a decision with respect to this curriculum. So levels 1 and 2, you can give it on either of these levels. I'll discuss the exam pattern and all in detail. You can also give both the levels together. Although if you are a working professional, I personally do not advise because the syllabus is going to be quite extensive. If you give both the levels together, you have to clear level 1. Only then your level 2 result will be available. So in case you pass level 1, the institute will give you your level 2's result. If you do not clear level 1, your level 2 result will not be provided to you. So only if you clear level 1, you cannot have a situation where you clear level 2 but not level 1. That is not possible. So you can give both the exams in a day, but if you are a working professional or you have a lot in hand, then I would not recommend you to do so. So anyways, so that is that. When you're looking at the registration, you have to go to the GARP website. So GARP is the association, the university, the institute that gives you the degree. That is your Global Association of Risk Professionals. And FRM is a designation that is provided, Financial Risk Manager. There is also another designation called the Energy Risk Professional is also provided, but we are going to be focusing on the FRM designation. So FRM has got applications in the banking sector, the financial institutions, the investment and financial institutions, and the energy sector, because energy sector is also going to be prone to a lot of risks. So when you're looking at risk and all, you talk about this one. And also there are a lot of IT sectors also which have the risk part, because there is a lot of IT risk. Data theft and all is also going to be a part of your risk. So I'll discuss the syllabus and I'll tell you how exactly it is going to be related to different fields. So that is, FRM is a designation that is provided and GARP is the institute. The institute is located in the US. You can give the exam anywhere in the world. You can give one level in India, another level in London or Singapore, and wherever you want. So it is a global designation. You will be able to use this designation and it is recognized all over the world. So you can give the exam anywhere. The syllabus is same. The exam is same for everybody across the world who's taking the examination. So that brings your recognition in risk domain. There are other designations also, but I would say that FRM is one of the most coveted designations when you're looking at the risk management part. When you're looking at the deadline part with the institute, you have to log in. You can just Google up GARP Institute FRM registration. They will take you to the website. On the GARP's website, when you register for your FRM, your deadlines are going to be so for your May exam, your deadline is going to be 31st of Jan. That is your first deadline. And for the November exam, your first deadline is going to be 31st of July. So these are your deadlines before which you need to make registrations. The cost of the exam is going to be, I think it's $400 for your registration fee, and $350 is going to be for your exam fee. So the first time when you register for level 1, you need to pay $750. The second time when you give your FRM level 2 exam, you just need to pay $350. So the cost of the entire FRM comes down to somewhere close to $1,100. In case you do not clear level 1, or in case you want to defer it, you're not able to attend the exam, you have to pay the exam fee again. So the exam fee is quite a significant amount, and therefore you need to seriously study if you want to clear the exam. Because if you give the exam again, you have to give the exam fees. That is $350. In the month of April, say for example May, in the month of April, I think the deadline is going to be 10th April or so, you can defer your exam by paying additional $100. But try your level best that you are studying in such a position that you don't have a situation where you have to defer the exam. And for the November exam, October 10th or something will be the deadline for you to defer your exam. So institute charges $100 if you want to defer. But after that deadline, you will not be able to defer your exam also. The exam takes place globally, I've told you already. To register for the exam, it's not mandatory to have a passport. A passport or a driving license either will work when you are trying to register for the exam. So either of those two is going to be working. On the exam day also, you'll have to carry one valid ID proof and plus something else. So once you're there before the exam, we'll ping you and we'll let you know what you need to carry. I think there are 2 ID proofs that you need to carry for the exam. One passport or driving license is mandatory, and the other could be anything. So driving license or passport is important. So in case you don't have any of the ID cards, in that case, please apply immediately and get the IDs done. If you have any issue with respect to your name being shown incorrectly or in a different manner on the passport or something, or on the ID card, please mail the institute, coordinate with them. You know, it happens that your last name is printed first and then your first name is printed. So if those kind of issues are there, please coordinate with the institute, mail them, they will get back to you, they'll reply to you. So let me, without delaying, actually talk about the syllabus first, and then I'll get into the details of, you know, how much time you need to prepare and all your other questions, right? So first let me discuss the syllabus.